So here we go. It's the herd hierarchy on a Tuesday, 10 best teams in the league.
Herd hierarchy.
Time is now. Let's go.
The top 10 NFL teams according to Colin. Number 10.
Tennessee Titans may have limitations, but they have an identity. They've won 6 of their last 7 dating back to last year. Derrick Henry, they're 15-0 when Derrick Henry has 100-plus rushing yards. And Ryan Tannehill, what do you know? Once he left Miami and Adam Gase, he's pretty darn good. He's a top 15 quarterback if you look at the numbers since he arrived and started in Tennessee. And Stephen Gostkowski, as we said a moment ago, 6 for 6 last weekend. Their special teams will not hurt them. Number 10. L.A. Rams. Listen, their next 2 opponents are the Giants and Washington. And they, outside of a bad call at the end, had Buffalo beat. I am concerned that they got pushed around for the first half of the game, but the Bills' defense is excellent. They trailed 28-3 and were out of it. But they have the 3rd best offense and the 3rd best rushing offense in the league. And this is what McVay is. For all the multiple sets and the movement and the passing, he's really a power running coach like Kyle Shanahan. And they are running the football, and they've got 3 different backs to choose from. I like the Rams. Buffalo's 1 spot ahead because they beat the Rams. And the story here is Josh Allen. Great job of the coaching staff. His first 15 games in the NFL, he completed 55% of his throws with a passer rating in the 60s. He is now a Pro Bowl level quarterback in his last 15 games. He's not only 10-5, but his quarterback passer rating is over 100. This is a very good staff that has developed a talented young quarterback who looks like a very young Ben Roethlisberger, Buffalo at 8. Pittsburgh Steelers. Listen, this is the best front 7 in football, in my opinion. You can't run on them. Best run defense in the league, and they have 15 sacks. So good luck passing. Now, this is a team that could give Kansas City some pushback. They don't have to bring people to get pressure on you, and their offense, which always drives me nuts because they leave a lot on the dance floor, no turnovers last week. I still have my questions sometimes about being buttoned up in big games. But this defense, veteran staff, veteran quarterback, is a top 7 team. Green Bay Packers, I think they're better at quarterback, not as good defensively as Pittsburgh. They have not had a turnover this season, so they're really smart and efficient. I like the fact that Aaron Rodgers completed balls to 8 different receivers last week, or 8 different targets. They're the highest scoring team in the NFL. Now, I'd love to see them be a little less dependent on Aaron Rodgers, so that's why I have them at 6, and why I have Seattle at 5. They feel so dependent on Russell Wilson. They have no pass rush. It's the worst defense in the league. And I feel Green Bay is very dependent on Aaron. I think Seattle, and I like them slightly more because I think Russell is the world's best football player. He and Mahomes is better than Aaron by an inch. But this is no pass rush, terrible pass defense, but Russell is doing stuff now. Every single player they draft that can catch a football, Russell makes work instantly. And DK Metcalf now has become a legitimate deep threat in this league. Baltimore. Listen, they're really, really good. I always say my top 4 teams feel like Super Bowl teams. But they're 0-3 against the Chiefs, and they're 0-5. This worries me more. They're 0-5 when trailing by 10-plus points. That doesn't, Mahomes, Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, trailing at half is not the end game. I do feel like a little bit now we're getting a narrative that they're not the same. They don't call the plays the same. They don't play with the same velocity when they trail. Now, the good news is they're not going to trail much for the rest of the season, and they're going to win their division probably, and they're going to win at least 14, 13 games. So that's not a problem most weeks, but it does feel like a roadblock to beat the teams above them. The Patriots, pass rush without blitzing. Right now, the Patriots are the best rushing team in the NFL and have forced the most turnovers, tied with 7. What does that tell you? They play real fast defensively. They get you out of sorts defensively, and you make mistakes, and they run the football and eat the clock. That is the way to beat good teams. We know Belichick's a great coach. I think they make a move at the trading deadline. They are a piece away. If you gave them an OBJ or you gave them an element over the top, I don't think Kansas City wants any piece of them. That would be a really interesting matchup. Patriots at 3. Tampa Bay. This defense is fantastic. Since the beginning of last year, it's the best rushing defense in the NFL. Can't run on them. Can't. They're just too fast and athletic. They have 4 guys, Sue, JPP, Shaq Barrett, Vitavia. They get a pass rush without blitzing. And their offense is getting better every Sunday. They've held the last 9 opponents to under 100 rushing yards. So when you give me a pass rush without blitzing and you can't run on them, you're in every football game. And by the way, their running game with Leonard Fournette's getting better every week. Now they're throwing to the tight ends. I think this is the team that can beat Kansas City. But they wouldn't today. They would not beat him today. Maybe at Thanksgiving, maybe in January. They're not beating them now, or February. 3 words, Monday Night Football. That game was not even close. It was not as close as the score would tell you. If not for a Ravens special teams touchdown, that thing's a blowout at halftime. It is totally, absolutely over. And the thing I like about Kansas City right now is that Andy Reid is coaching with no limitations. It doesn't even matter if they're in the red zone. They're throwing to linemen. They're doing shuffle passes. When you can coach with absolute trust in your quarterback, leading, trailing, red zone, midfield, deep in your own territory, I think they're really special. And I don't think anybody can beat them right now. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.